Thanks for staying with us. We're skipping the traditional Sunday roast today in favour of something a little bit more spicy.
Yes, there's chicken and prawn Thai green curry on the menu. We're lucky enough to have Dean Diplock from the Radisson Blu Hotel in Athlone looking after us, the man of many spices.
Very many spices today, very many spices. But let me explain how this works. This is such a simple thing to make. All these ingredients are available from your local Asian shop.
Okay.
If you're not sure about them, just go down and ask them. They're very, very helpful. Special things like the shrimp paste, for instance, you will only get it in an Asian shop.
Let Ray smell that there
Have a
for a
smell
bit
of
of
that,
fun.
Ray.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll wake you up in the morning.
Oh, gee.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
But it's
That's lovely.
a key ingredient, so you have to have it. It's fermented shrimp, so you can imagine the smell.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to make... I've already made the paste, so I'm just going to explain how to do this. You can use a good home liquidizer.
What's this?
But you really want a good blade in it, if I can get the blade out. It really has to have a nice blade in it to chop up the ingredients, because the ingredients that go in are quite dense. That's lemongrass, and it is a grass, it's quite hard. So we've got the lemongrass, good bit of green chili. Depending on how hot you like it, I'm just going to carry on adding small things here.
Yeah. What are you working on there already now? Sorry, Dave.
Well, this is the actual curry itself. So we're putting it all together now, just cooking some of the greens initially. I have the green chili, I have the root of the coriander, garlic, ginger, and galangal, which is the family of the garlic, but Asian version.
Galangal.
Your zested lime, the juice of the lime, your fish sauce, more garlic, more ginger, turmeric, fresh turmeric, as you buy in the shops, powdered, your quintessential shrimp paste, and then salt. Now, it is quite a bit of salt in it because you're preserving this. This actually keeps very well. You need about 200 grams for this particular recipe, but you can also freeze it, put it in a bag, stick it in the fridge. It lasts days, put it in the freezer, lasts months.
Okay.
So you take it out as you need it.
All of that stuff.
All of that stuff.
The curry's all over there. All of this stuff is to make your paste.
Put it
in your
into
food
the food processor, and you really process it right down to a paste, quite literally. And we're going to add about 200 grams.
So you have sugar snap peas in there, you have courgette, you've got baby sweet corn as well.
Correct.
Was it ginger as well?
Ginger and your shallots are in.
Okay.
To which I'm now, just for speed purposes, I have 250 mils of cream and 2 tins, which is...
milk, is it?
Yeah, 2 tins, 400 grams each of coconut milk.
It catches you on the throat, doesn't it, the paste?
Yeah,
Sure does, yeah.
Right, so bring that to a simmer there quickly. Now, again, for speed purposes, I have just sealed off the chicken and cooked it. Not too much colour to it. You don't want it to brown too much and dry out.
So hang on,
That's
you
chicken breast.
fried
Oh,
it.
yes, I've just sealed it off in some oil.
Okay.
Shrimps or prawns, good bit.
And again,
Yes,
you've obviously cooked them
man.
due to the colour.
Yes, these have been cooked. Again, you almost want to poach it. So you bring your liquid to a boil, and you pop all your ingredients in. Let me just put this lid on so we speed it up a little bit. And you poach it. The traditional green Thai curry is actually quite a wet dish, and you serve it with the rice, which then absorbs it in. I'm not a lover of that runny sauce. It runs all over my plate unless I'm eating it in a bowl. So I'm going to thicken it slightly with some modified food starch, or you can just use some cornstarch as well, just to bring it together.
Okay.
Literally just to bring it together.
Yeah,
So
it
as
could be
you see,
messy otherwise.
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be quite messy. That's correct. So I'm going to bring...
My problem is always that I tend to overdo the prawns. Like, I'll either underdo them because I'm worried about I'll overdo them because I'm worried about underdoing them, if you know what I mean, right?
Well, if you think about it, shellfish is one... If you've got fresh shellfish and you go to a sushi place and you eat raw fish, what's the difference?
Right.
I would rather undercook it than overcook it.
Right.
Fish specifically, as long as it's fresh and you know the source of it, absolutely nothing wrong with it, especially whitefish. I'd be a little bit more... careful with oil-based fishes like mackerel or salmon. They tend to be a little bit more dangerous.
Okay.
But whitefish lasts a lot longer. I've then just added some beach mushrooms, and then this is another ingredient. If you don't have this is palm sugar, again available in the Asian shop. But if you don't have any brown sugars, perfectly fine. You need to have a balance in your cooking, specifically Asian cooking. It has to have... one more ingredient here. This is my pak choy.
Pak choy, you've chopped it up.
You know your pak choy, and I'm going to put a little more coriander in it and then stick the lid on it.
With the palm sugar or the brown sugar, again, like similar to what Ray was saying about the prawns, I'd have a tendency to put too much or too little in, and too much can make it inedible.
Too sweet. So like salt, add a little, taste, check, taste.
Okay.
Now, when you're doing Asian cooking, you have to have a balance between the spice, the sour, the sweet, and the tart that goes with it. So it's very important that you have that mixture in it. That is what distinguishes Asian food. That umami taste, which everybody keeps referring to in Asian food, is coming from soy or fish sauce. It's a very distinct flavor that apparently comes out when you're flying at 50,000 feet in the air. It's one of the only flavors you can taste in an airplane because you lose your senses. So they put a lot more umami in the food. Yeah. So soy-based things, they season food a lot more when they're flying.
Wow, that's
so a lot more salt in your food when you're flying, believe it or not.
What's that little cup you've got? Is it salt?
That's my fish sauce.
Okay.
Okay, there is fish sauce already in this, so there's only 1 teaspoon that I'm adding just to give it that a little bit more umami taste to it. That's correct. So,
how long should we be poaching this if we're making it at home?
Well, again, if you've already sealed off everything, it's not going to take very long at all. Yeah. We have 8 minutes in this segment, and it's live. Yeah. And we're cooking live, and we'll have this made in 8 minutes. Okay. So in goes my fish sauce. Now,
just bear in mind that the chicken was already done. And
correct, everything was cooked in advance. So I'm just going to add a little more chicken stock to that, chicken bouillon, and then my thickening agent. So again, just a slurry of some water and modified cornstarch.
And I can see what you were saying earlier on. It is very runny at the moment.
That's perfectly fine. If you like it like that, absolutely, that's no problem. But I like that saltiness that comes from it. And the coconut cream and the coconut milk is going to give you that lovely, luxurious taste to it anyway. So into the boiling section, because you only add a thickening agent to where it's hot. Otherwise, you just keep adding, and then when it starts boiling, it gets too thick.
Okay.
So just from in the area where it's cooking, we'll close that up again.
Some great tips today, Dean. Doing everything wrong at home.
Really?
Well, we never knew to add it in.
I'm mad for thickening. I do not like a runny sauce. I will thicken everything. I thicken spaghetti bolognese even. It's too runny. I love it nice and thick.
Okay.
Can we help with anything, or you're all right?
Well, we're going to pass that on now in a second, and we can dish up there. Right. Ray, if I could ask you to take that lovely steamed rice.
So you steam that rice
and dish a little bit up there.
Basket.
Now, in this particular case, I have also on the recipe is online. I've made a coconut rice.
Oh, yum! How'd you do that?
It's lovely. Well, the recipe's online. There's a couple of steps to it, as usual with my cooking.
Okay. Instead of water, it's coconut milk. Then,
you mix water and coconut milk, and then you steam it as well, so it gives you that lovely flavour, and there's a bit of spices in it too.
Light and fluffy.
Light. We like lightness. Thai and Asian cooking is quite light. Again, we have added a little bit of cream to this just to give it that luxuriousness.
There's a lot of components to this, though. But if you buy all of this, you'll have it in your cupboard.
You have, but also having said that, you can go down to the shop, buy some green Thai curry paste. There's no problem with that. But you will see, if you eat green Thai curry at any given time, you'll see how much better this is, by far. Okay, so let's have a go.
Is this going to be spicy because you have a lot of chilies, or is it
not? It won't blow your head
medium?
Off. No,
okay,
it won't blow your head off.
Manageable.
It's manageable.
Kid-friendly?
Well, if your kids like spice, by all means.
Yeah,
by all means.
Like a little bit of spice, not too much.
I certainly, as a child, ate chilies all the time, so I would have no problem with this. And as you can imagine, the more you introduce kids to something...
Can we get a shot of this? Because the flavours, or the colours rather, in the bowl itself, they just look so appetising. Look at that.
Oh. Right.
It's not just beautiful. If you serve this up there with friends, they'd be well impressed.
Absolutely gorgeous.
I mean, absolutely. And you can do this while you're talking to them. You put it all together and show them, oh, I made this myself, you know? Look at all these ingredients.
Can I ask, actually, and I always need to ask for the cheat, if you don't have the time to be getting all these little bits and bobs, and of course you should, is there a paste that you can get? It's all the paste.
3 different flavours you can get: the red, the green, and the yellow. Okay. Green is obviously green chili based. Okay. Red chili based, and the other one is a turmeric based one.
Okay. And this is green.
This is the green one.
Okay.
Dean, thank you so much. What a pleasure having you in, as always. And let's get stuck in. Full recipe details, as Dean mentioned, they are up on our website. You can get all the ingredients there. You can also call in to Dean in the Radisson Blue Hotel in Athlone to try everything for yourself.
He's one of the countries.
You did it.